Hello, my dear children. In follow-up to my previous message, I want to give you another piece of advice on the latest events on Earth. And this time we will talk about how you should react to those who take seriously the statements and actions of the puppets of the deep state. But there are really a lot of them. I see, my relatives, how difficult it is for you to look at your environment, which does not see and understand things so obvious to you. And it especially hurts you that these people or creatures in human form, supporting globalists, are involuntary accomplices of their crimes. From the feeling of your powerlessness to change anything, many of you lower the vibrations, which ultimately further aggravates the situation, changing the overall energy background of the Earth not for the better. So how should you behave not to slow down the process of ascension, but to promote the advancement of your planet and humanity as a whole towards the light? Despite the fact that you have already been given a lot of practices and meditations, the purpose of which was to neutralize negative energies and dissolve the three-dimensional matrix with all its inherent programs, I see that sometimes it is difficult for you to cope with your emotions. The gap between the two existing realities on Earth is too large. And what I want to offer you now is not a practice in the sense to which you are used to. It is rather a way of thinking and behavior that you should fix in your mind, bringing it to automatism. And that's what it is. Every time you experience indignation, indignation, or any other negative emotions at the sight of the absurdity happening around you, mentally increase the distance between the two realities that currently exist on Earth. At the same time, it is very important to feel as clearly as possible in the reality of the new emerging world on Earth, as if starting energy from the old outdated. You can imagine it in different ways as your imagination tells you, to the point that the fifth dimension Earth is separated from the old, captive three-dimensional matrix, and you watch from a distance calmly and with curiosity those who remain there. And there are really only dolls of various calibers left there, each of which plays its own role. And those who take this puppet theater seriously are rather claqueurs, some of whom are paid for by theatrical entrepreneurs, but most of them are controlled or even zombified by puppets of the deep state, who affect their consciousness in all the ways they have. All of them are victims, consciously or unconsciously, but in any case it is their choice that you cannot influence. But you yourself no longer applaud this performance, but also do not boo it. Its vibrations are too low for you and the script is too obvious. Your consciousness is already in other dimensions, and you are no longer interested in the primitive games of the three-dimensional world. Try to look at everything that recently irritated, surprised, and even scared you so much. And I bless you for that. The Father Absolute who loves you immeasurably spoke to you.